Hey guys, so I wanted to tell you the story of when I killed Javion. For those of you who don't know, Javion is someone who I consider as my own son. I love him just like he is my own son. He's actually the biological son of a guy that I used to date. But yeah, for a while when I was living in Chicago, I lived with the person that I was dating, and we both lived in his mother's apartment. And it was a one-bedroom apartment, so my boyfriend at the time and we actually would sleep either on the couch or on the floor. We would just like make a pallet for ourselves and sleep on the floor. I was the only one allowed to sleep on the couch because she had a really nice leather couch and she didn't like people to sleep on it. But because I have a bad back, she allowed me to sleep on it, so that was really nice of her. But the problem with dating him is, well, not necessarily that this was a problem because this person wasn't in his life anymore, but he had 3 kids, Javion, Matthew, and Shatara, and I love all of them like they're my own. And these kids' mother, it was ridiculous. She has mental issues, and so she was in and out of like psych ward and stuff like that. And don't take this the wrong way because I'm not judgmental at all about people who have mental illnesses. I've dealt with depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder for years now, so I definitely can understand, some of the issues that come along with having a mental illness and, having those types of issues. But to get into the story, one day, me, this person, and the kids, we were just sitting around. I believe we were either watching TV or playing some sort of game. We played a lot of dominoes while I was living there. We specifically bought a set of dominoes. And, we would just sit there and play the game, watch TV, whatever. And, sometimes it was like occasionally if the kid's mom knew that they were over there, she would call. Even if she didn't know that they were over there, she would call. She doesn't have her parental rights anymore. So, she doesn't really have that serious, intimate level of contact with these kids. But it's interesting because this one day she was actually in the psych unit at this time as a patient, and she was talking to my boyfriend at the time's mother, and all of a sudden, apparently, like, she started telling his mom, how I had killed Javion and that they wouldn't let her out of the hospital to go to his funeral, and all this other stuff. And she wanted to know, where I was and why I would do that to her son. And I'm sitting here like listening to the conversation because, his mom was telling me like what was going on. And I'm just sitting here listening, and I'm like, how is this child dead when he's sitting right next to me? Because Javion was like literally right next to me on the floor. Like if I was sitting right here on the couch, he would be like right here, on the floor. So I didn't understand, that's one thing that, you kind of have to deal with when it comes to people who have mental illnesses. They may think something, and I'm not telling you this story to make light of the situation or, to ridicule her for the mental illnesses that she has. But I just thought that it was really crazy that, she had people that she knew who were really upset with me because they believed that I had killed her son, and she wasn't able to get out of the hospital in order to go to his funeral. But, obviously none of that happened. Javion is still alive and well to this day. There's nothing wrong with him. And, I don't talk to Javion as much anymore because I'm no longer with this person that I was dating at that time. And I don't live in Chicago anymore, obviously, either. But, it's sad to see mental illness affect somebody to that level. And, thankfully she was getting the help that she needed. But I feel like mental illness, you need a big support system. And, it takes time to deal with those types of issues, especially if, it's something as serious as like schizophrenia or whatever. I don't know, exactly what her diagnoses are or anything like that. So I'm not going to say, oh, well, she's schizophrenic and that's why, because I don't know what's wrong with her. But anyways, I just thought that would be something interesting to share. So if you have a mental illness, don't be afraid to share your story. Don't be afraid to share your struggles. Like I said, I deal with anxiety to this day, social anxiety mostly, but just anxiety in general as well. Post-traumatic stress disorder and depression are also very present in my life. And, sometimes it's a struggle, but, I think I've finally found a way to kind of deal with those things to allow myself to have a better quality of life and just kind of live the life that I want to lead. So that's basically all I have. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you guys again soon.